Hey guys, let's talk tee work. So tee work is something that even major league guys are doing on a daily basis. And it's something that you should not ignore. And you can do tee work at home, you can do it on the ball field, you can do this anywhere. And so at a bare minimum, you should have a tee at home, and maybe a net would be nice to hit into. If you don't have a net, get wiffle balls. Hit wiffle balls off a tee, you can hit weighted balls. There's different things you can do to make sure you're getting tee work in. So the first thing is this. You get the tee, you set the tee in front of home plate. All right, so this is a good position for the tee. Setting it right on top of home plate is not actually where you want to hit a pitch down the middle. It's hitting the ball too deep. And so if you've watched my hitting series, Hit Like a Pro, talk about how hitting the ball out in front of home plate is essential. And we also talk about how you want to let the ball get deeper only when it's outer half of the plate. And so if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that on the hitting series. But we're going to put the tee in front of home plate. We're going to get set. And from here, if I'm a lefty hitter, I'm trying to pound the back left corner of the cage. And so I'm visualizing on that left center gap. And if you're a righty hitter, visualize the back right corner of the cage, the right center gap. And so while putting the ball in the tee and hitting the ball up the middle is still good, I want you guys to have more of an emphasis on attacking the inside part of the ball. That's really the proper way to train your swing path to get started. And so that's your very first thing. Right, and that's what most of us do. We get in there, we put the tee down, and we're just swinging, we're hitting. We don't really have a purpose. We're just using that as getting loose. And again, I'm not saying there's anything totally wrong with that, but it's not the best way to approach it. And so you get a ball, you put it on the tee. You know, as a lefty hitter, I'm attacking the inside part of the ball. I'm trying to get my barrel attacking this part of the ball so I can focus on the back left corner of the cage. If I have a net, I'm focusing on attacking somewhere that's center left of the net, same visual. And again, if you're a righty hitter, it's the opposite. You're attacking the opposite field gap. So a righty hitter is attacking the back right corner of the cage or the front right corner of the net. All right, same visual. So I'm gonna get plenty of swings in with that. I'm gonna probably do about 15 swings, 20 swings at least with the tee right here, and that's my focus. Then from there, I'll move the tee around. And this is where we also get confused. We do tee work and we leave the tee in the same spot the whole time. You need to move the tee around because when you're in the game, not every pitch is down the middle. We'd sure hope so, but that's not the reality of it. So from here, I'm gonna move the tee outside corner next. Notice where I'm putting the tee. And we talked about this again in the hitting series that I did, but if you can understand the three balls on the ground and where the tee's gonna be in three different spots, whether it's inside, middle, or outside corner, we've got to train our swing to hit the ball in the right spot. So you never want to hit an outside corner pitch out here because you're going to be constantly reaching for it, hitting the ball off the end of the bat, and you're training your swing and you're training your mind to now go chase an outside corner pitch. So it develops bad habits. So an outside corner pitch needs to be with the tee on the plate, non-negotiable. Ideally, when you hit an outside corner pitch and you hit it really well, you're going to hit it between the front corner and the middle corner of the plate. So that's a good sweet spot for you for an outside corner pitch. So my tee's here, ball's here, and I am still working opposite field side, maybe even a little bit more opposite field side than normal. And so I'm thinking left field, left center gap, still a good spot, but I'm attacking the inside part of the ball here, and I am focusing on hitting an outside corner pitch opposite field. But get reps in with that. Then I move it to inside corner, and when I go inside corner, I'm putting it out in front. And so again, there's three balls on the ground, and we want to hit the inside pitch out in front. We want to hit the middle pitch somewhere where we had that tee at in the beginning, and we want to hit the outside corner pitch deeper. And so it's a diagonal line. So inside corner, again, I am not changing my feet with each of these. I need to make sure I'm starting at the same position for every pitch. If you fall into the trap where you move your feet based on where the pitch is off the tee, you're doing it wrong because we're not going to be doing that in the game. So don't cheat yourself. For most of us, we should be starting with our front foot on the middle corner of home plate, and then we're trying to step to the front corner of home plate. So here to here, that's our step. Starting here, getting to here. And again, I'm doing that on every pitch. So on this inside corner pitch, I'm here, I'm getting to that front corner. And you see all this room I have now to clear and throw my barrel and really drive this ball? Right, if you want to hit an inside corner pitch well, you want to be able to drive it into the gaps or even hit a home run with it. Like that is your pitch where if you turn on it and hit it in the right spot, you'll hit that pitch the furthest. So if you're watching games on TV, you see a guy catch an inside corner pitch out in front and he has power, You know, he's got a really good chance to now drive the ball out of the ballpark because of that inside pitch. So again, pull side is your strongest side. That's just the science of hitting. Take advantage of it, right? A lot of us, we feel like, oh, inside pitch, that's our weakness. I don't like the inside pitch. That's one thing I hear far too often. But you just don't know how to hit the inside pitch. Once you learn how to hit the inside pitch, that might be your favorite pitch to hit, because now you can hit the furthest hit you've ever hit. Now, we've done this. We've put the tee middle, outside, and inside. Doesn't end here. We need to also make sure we're changing levels. And so I want to work on hitting the pitch high, middle, and low on each spot, inside corner, middle, and outside. So there's really 9 different positions we should be working on with the tee. And again, that's where most of us fall into this trap, where we put the tee in one spot. We put it the same height, belt high, right down the middle, and we never move it. And so again, it's no surprise as to why you hit the pitch down the middle pretty good, but you have trouble when it's low and away or up and in. So move it around, again, 9 spots. And so when I talked about going from middle and out to outside to inside, as you do that, that's when you're going to adjust height. So really it would be starting middle, working back left corner if I'm a lefty, back right corner if I'm a righty. Then from there, it doesn't really matter the order, but I'm working on the high pitch. And here's the thing that a lot of us forget. This pitch looks like it's a ball, looks like it's really high, but look where that ball actually is. That ball is well below the letters. That's gonna be called a strike still. And so put the tee up higher than you realize. Use your bat as a reference. So if you get in your stance, you bend your knees, right, I'm set. This is probably still one of the highest strikes that they can call, absolutely. Look where that ball is level with my bat on my body, right? So letters, bottom of the letters to the knees, that's the strike zone. And then I'm working low. And again, you're doing that outside, you're doing that inside. Now, here's the thing with tee. A lot of us think it's for just young players, T-ball players, amateurs that don't really know how to hit the ball yet. And as I said in the beginning of the video, there's major leaguers that hit off the tee every single day. Most of them do. Because we still need to learn the movements. And when you're hitting off a tee, you need to master muscle memory. When we do soft toss, it's going to be the next video. You need to still master the muscle memory in the swing. Master the movements. That's what the tee's for. So you work on this, and then we keep building up from there. Then when you get to overhand or you get to in the game, hopefully you don't have to think so much about mechanics because you've spent enough time on it here. The tee work is a great time to video your swing and analyze what positions you're getting into. And so a couple things. Get your swing on video and start with the stance. Analyze where your stance is at. Again, we talked about this in the Hit Like a Pro series, so I won't talk about it twice, but it's very, very important. And so from here, just a couple things to recap. After my stance, talked about the front foot going from middle corner to front corner. I need to make sure I'm loading into my back leg. I'm getting a weight transfer from back leg to front leg. That's how you really get a power shift. And so now when I land, I've put pressure into my front side. I need to hit with a strong front side. A hitter that bends his knee or lunges is hitting with the weak front side. Tons of problems are going to come from that. Check out where your head is at contact. Make sure your head is down. Make sure your chin is down at contact. Make sure this front shoulder is not flying up. Make sure the chest is not up facing the back of the cage, right? Or facing even worse, the ceiling. That's another thing. When you're hitting off the tee, you should not be hitting any of the balls off the top net. When you're hitting off tee or soft toss or even front toss, you should be totally avoiding the top net when possible. In your mind, anything off the top net is going to be a fly out. And if you're having trouble with popping up, instead of thinking back of the cage, start to think bottom part of the net on the back part of the cage. Okay, and so shift your focus there. You want to hit the very bottom net on the line drive to the back part of the cage, especially if your problem is you're hitting the top net too often. So the reps that you should be doing off the tee, you should be getting a minimum of 50 swings off the tee. So if you have a bucket of balls filled all the way up, you're getting at least 1 bucket in, 2 would be good as well. There's different things that we can do in our program when we go from tee to soft toss to front toss or front flips and then overhand. And so you want to make sure you're getting in, at a minimum 100 swings in total. And sometimes 150 swings, maybe even close to 200 sometimes will happen. So again, if you have a bucket of balls holds between 40 and 50 balls. So you can do the math there, you're hitting a few buckets, but the main thing is you're having a routine and you're making sure you're moving from one drill to the next. So off the tee, we're talking about moving the tee around, so you're hitting the ball in different spots. you know, 5 or 6 swings that are good line drives at each spot, right? So we talked about there's 9 spots. There's inside, middle, outside, high, middle, low. So there's 9 different spots. If you're hitting it even at least 5 good line drives at each spot, 9 times 5, so you got 45 swings there. That would be probably the bare minimum you should be doing off the tee.